Good day, everybody. January Man 169 here. Um, Check this out. We finally got a little bit of cover of snow here. Ain't too much, but it's the most we've had all winter. Backyard's a mess. I still need to get my wood chopped or split up the rest of the way. My goal is, well, I was gonna stack it up right there, but since I've been clearing this out, I'll probably put it over here by the garage. And then I still got that in the bed of the truck. So as you know, I've been doing a lot of videos of the birds and the squirrels and stuff, and had a couple of duck hanging around out here. Don't look like they're down here right yet, but the river looks pretty nice today. Nice and clear. But yeah, there's not enough snow on the ground to must be a rabbit somewhere. I don't believe that's the squirrel doing that. But anyway, ain't enough snow on the ground to warrant getting the snow plow out. But just come out here and look at the state of the situation here. Oh yeah, lovely. I want to get this thing out of here. I want to pull that tree out of the river. I think it fell. See this tree right here? I think this used to be part of that. And then this one. Back before it started getting cold and stuff, I was in bed and I heard this loud noise that, I was sleeping pretty good, and heard this loud noise that woke me up. So I jumped out, and I mean it rattled the windows in the house there, and we're at the front of the house where my room is at, and it kind of rattled the windows, and so I jumped up looking to try to figure out what it was, and just from looking out the front where it sounded like it come from, I didn't see nothing going on. And so I just went back to bed, and I don't know, several days later I was out here doing something, and I noticed that tree in the river, and this other limb over here, and then this limb right here, it was laying over across that too. I pulled it out of the way. I want to get it kind of cleaned up where we can walk down along the river down that way. As I've said before, all of this used to be a trail system, which up here to the north of us. You can't up here this way, upstream there. there's a park there, and this trail, the trail system that used to run along the river here, it took you all the way down the south end of town. You know, where there was a trailhead down there, and the first year that they opened it up, at that time I was about 12, 13 years old, and I was in a group that my grandfather put me in. It was called the Young Marines. There were kids that ranged from, like, I'm gonna say some of them they're probably 7, 8 years old, and there were a few kids a little older than myself, you know, probably 14, 15 years old. But the city, the park department put up a deal. It's called the Volks March. That's VOLKS, Volks March, and it it had something to do with the fact that Richmond, Indiana, here where I live at, we had I want to say our sister city was German or something. I don't remember the exact detail on it, but anyway, I think that's why it was called Volks March. Look how thick that ice is right there. And if that stretched all the way across the river, you could just about go out there and walk on it, being that thick. But you don't get ice on running water. You get on the edges, but not out in the running part of it. But anyway, being in the Young Marines and being the first year for the Volks March, you know, they figured that was a good time to get us out and have us marching, and we were doing all the cadence and everything. At the time when I was doing it, it was a little embarrassing in a sense, but looking back on it, it was great. I loved it. But yeah. I just want to make it where there's some of the trail system, like the river, has eroded some of the trail to the extent where there's just no way to get around it. Like up here on this ridge, back over that way, there's a Rails to Trails project. They call it the Cardinal Greenway. And where the Cardinal Greenway comes along, crosses the river down there. Well, where the path, see, just right down here, there's a suspension bridge, there's a walk bridge that used to cross the river, and there's some trails that ran along on the other side of the river. And then you come back and across another suspension bridge, and then walked around. You went under the overpass, and the trail curved along. But right there where the trail was near the railroad track overpass, the river has eroded that away to where it's impassable. Oh, excuse me, my ear's itching. But so I mean, there's some parts of it there's no really getting past it. You might be able to do it in the summertime, wading into the river, but Not this time of year. Definitely not. But anyway, I wanted to put up something a little bit different than, you know, the birds and the wildlife stuff. I'm trying to sell these here. I got them listed on Marketplace. Um, that uh, that spring trip blade, you know, anybody needs it, I'd like to get $150 out of it. I'd even do some trading. Same this here, I've been asking $250 for it. It's got, you got the handles and stuff. I've got the part that goes to the tractor. It's in the garage. You know, so you're like, why don't I put this on my, by the way, they both of them are they're for Sears, not Craftsman, but Sears tractors. There's a type that take the insert like this. Oh, it's cold out here, but anyway, 150 for this one, 200 for that, or 250 for that one. I'd be willing to do some trading on anything of interest. But my interest in stuff varies widely. My old truck right here, haven't been doing much with it. That's my stock motorcycle seat right there. But I believe this thing's got a blown head gasket. So when it warms up, I'm gonna change out the head gasket myself. I mean, it ain't that hard of a job. Just ain't motivated enough right now. I mean, I got a garage. I can pull it in there and do it right now, but that means I had to pull everything out of the garage to do it. And I kind of have a little bit of a problem where, get my finger out of the way of the camera, you know, I have this problem. For one, look at my workbench. I need to get this cleaned out. I say it every time I make a video and I'm out here, but I really need to get that cleaned off. But motorcycle, I lost the key to it, so I had to take the ignition off and go get a key made for it. And so now I got to take the throttle off of here, and you push the button in. See there, it sticks. It don't slide like it's supposed to go in, out, in, out, in, out. No problem. But it's sticking. So I need to take that apart, clean it up, and put new grease in it. Probably have to do the same thing over here on the turn signal and horn button on this side. But that's one project I got to do. I don't think I had to do anything to this. There was one day, not too awfully long ago, I I was out there cutting down some overgrowth back here along the river with it, and for no reason, just out of the blue, it up and died on me. So I brought it in here. You know, I had to come and get the old girl here, but have her come. You know, I took her down there. Me and my wife, we hooked a tow strap to it and pulled it back up here in the garage. And then a week or two later, I wasn't even thinking about it stalling out on me over there, and uh, I walked over and turned the key on, and she fired up. So I don't know what the deal was, why she died on me, but this thing's just waiting to play out there in the snow. And but I got this engine here. That is a K321 Kohler. It's a 14 horse, huge. But yeah, I keep running into good deals on engines, you know, and most generally, horizontal shaft engines are hard to find, and man, they just been on Marketplace. They've been showing up, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to get that. So when I went and got this, that block of wood it's sitting on, that's what it was sitting on in the guy's shed there, and you know, he gave me that block. I know it's not really worth much, but this tank went along with it. Imagine it was probably I don't know if it was mounted under the seat of. The guy said he had it on a wheel horse, but if I can get that recoil on there working, that'll you know, that'll be, my hopes is to put it on there. It's, see, there's a spring inside the recoil. I guess it's a little tiny spring goes in there, and this one doesn't have it. And I thought about putting an electric starter on it. I would assume, be like anything, it would bolt right here. But there's really, I mean, I don't know if this engine's set up for electric or not. I don't believe so, because there's nothing. There's no teeth on the flywheel right there. So I believe the starter, or electric starter, is out of the question there. I just gotta hope that this one here will work. I mean, that's what it come with. So I had to put a T-handle on there because the rope was broken. And get a view of this from the front here. They do not make a replacement recoil starter for that, as far as I know. I know that particular unit, you cannot buy that. I've looked. I seen one on eBay for a whole lot of money, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, getting back to my truck, needing, I could pull it in here, but I have all this stuff I gotta put outside, so, uh, I mean, the truck can wait. I got plenty of other things to drive. Yeah, so, just look at her. Sitting there as pretty as can be. Yeah, need to do a better paint job on it. I gotta figure out a way to redo the floorboards there. I actually got some little stick-on plastic. It looks like diamond plating that I would like to put on there. I just don't know how well it's going to work. But if I do end up going that route, I gotta scrape all that original matting off of there and clean it real good and get it painted and the whole nine, and just I'm not in no big hurry to get it looking good. I just want her working properly, which she does. I mean, I could cold start it right now. I'm just ain't really in the mood for that right at the moment. But I wanted to put up some type of a video, other than the wildlife that's been going on. It's snowing again. Can you see it? Maybe if we look at the truck. Yeah. When the snow passes below the dark color of my truck, you can see it. But I don't want to go on rambling, looking for stuff to say, so we'll call it a video at this point, and y'all have a good one. Stay safe. I wouldn't worry too much about COVID. It looks like with this Omicron variant that is out, yeah, it's more contagious than Delta and COVID-19, but I don't believe it's as severe. I mean, I don't know what variant that I had back in August, but it was pretty rough. That's something I just don't understand. You hear people all the time talking about they had COVID, had the Delta variant. When I had COVID, I know that I had COVID because I went to the doctor and that's what they told me. They tested me and said you tested positive. What they did not tell me was what variant I had. So I don't know if I just had COVID-19. I don't know if I had the Delta. I don't even know if Delta was a thing back in August. I can't remember. But I mean, all they said was I was positive, and they sent me home. And it was an experience excuse me. But it was an experience I'd never want to deal with again. And you know, as far as getting vaccinated, I would say just use your own judgment. I mean, if you want to be vaccinated, it's your choice. It's not up to me to say get vaccinated or stay away from me, or it's completely your choice. Do what you may. And um, just like if you choose not to be vaccinated, that's your choice also. You do what you feel to be best for yourself. Don't worry about everybody else, what they're, you know, do this or else, and just do what you got to do to take care of yourself. And with that, I'll catch you guys on the comment side later.